Hey there guys, Asher here. I wanted to do a late reaction for the latest trailer of Tales of Berseria, and that was debuted a few weeks ago. I know it's a few weeks old, but still I didn't really have time up until now, so I said, you know what, let's actually do it, because better late than never. So the latest trailer in Tales of Berseria, it didn't really show anything in terms of gameplay. The closest thing to gameplay was showed was the cutscenes outside of the anime cutscenes that they showed. But other than that, the cutscenes looks pretty cool. They look just like Tales of Berseria, which makes sense since this game is going to be a prequel to Tales of Berseria, showing off the other characters as well. Now, before the trailer, they were actually showing a lot of characters that were being revealed, both playable and non-playable characters. So far, we have a confirmation of 6 characters that might be all we might get, because from the way the cutscenes are showing. But I'm hoping there's more. They may be, I don't know, I can't really confirm, because I'm always been a fan of more characters, but we might just get 6 so far. Now, other than how I feel about the trailer, there are actually some things about the Tales of series I'm actually concerned that might be brought over to Tales of Berseria. Because I know there's a lot of things from the older Tales games, well, the older up-to-date Tales games like Tales of Berseria, or Tales of Exilia, or Tales of even Graces, or even Vesperia. So I'm going to be doing a kind of a list of sorts about the things I'm hoping Berseria has and that doesn't have, and hoping that don't carry over from the other Tales games. So I'm going to be starting the list, so I hope you guys can just stick with me, and let's get this list started. So the first thing I want to talk about, and it's going to be, funny enough, the longest thing I'm going to be talking about, is the fact of DLC and the lack of in-game costumes. Ever since Tales of Vesperia, which was, I believe, was the first title for the last generation for Xbox 360, then getting ported to the PS3 with more enhanced features, the Tales series is now starting to really take advantage of the DLC in the game. So much so that the games don't really have that much in-game costumes. Looking back in games like Tales of the Abyss, which is one of my all-time favorite Tales games, there wasn't that many costumes for everybody, but there were a good amount of costumes that you can actually play around with and change them from time to time to, like, you know, to change the cutscenes. But unfortunately, it seems like nowadays in the Tales series, there's almost no in-game costume. Now, unfortunately, we're in the age of age of gaming where DLC is going to pretty much reign supreme. I mean, you can't not think of a game, at least, without having some sort of DLC, if it's not from a pre-order bonus or from a promotional code or whatever, or the DLC in the store itself. But now, Bandai Namco has pretty much taken advantage of the fact that fans like the DLC in the games and like the customization. They've in fact made the customization so intense now that you can actually change the sizes of attachments and such, so you can just make your imagination run wild with making the characters look as goofy or as cool as you possibly can. But unfortunately, the DLC that they have for costumes are ridiculous. Like, they're ranging from at least $2 to $5 at the very least. I think at the very least $5. I want to say that much. I could be wrong with that. Me personally, I mean, I have a job, thank God, but I don't want to spend that much money on one character, you know? And so far, Berseria is confirmed to have at least 6 people in the party. And if you're one of those ones who like to get a costume for everybody, and a costume's like $5, then you're gonna spend up to at least $30 right there on freaking costumes comparatively. And you bought the game for $60, so you're spending $90 for a game along with the attachments coming along with it. That's the reason why I kind of don't like DLC now. I mean, it's good to have like extensions like bonus dungeons or bonus boss fights and, you know, bonus playable characters and all that. But other than that, it's like the smallest things are now becoming the most expensive things, ironically. So I'm really hoping they actually will just lower the price down to like $1 a costume or $2 a costume. I mean, sure, that might not make them as much money, but yeah, I think if they lower the prices, more people might actually buy that, and they can actually make up for the difference, you know? That's how I think. Not to mention, I'm a cheapskate too, so I like to try to get the best deal that I possibly can. And not only that, cameo costumes. Let's go along with that. Let's put the cameo costumes along with the DLC. Me personally, I've liked Yuri. I mean, even though he is overrated as hell, I like Yuri. Lol. I like Leon, even though I haven't really played Tales of Destiny all that much. But how many times are we going to see a Yuri and Leon costume? Seriously, I mean, I know that those characters were voted as the most popular and likable characters in a series from the polls back then, But how many times we're going to see a costume like that? I mean, I think Bandai Namco is actually starting to forget that there are other characters other than those guys. They made a lot of. I mean, the Tales series has been in existence for years. Yet they're forgetting about all the other characters that the party members had. You know, those characters had. Like, Yuri didn't go through the game by himself. He had Estelle, he had Carol, he had Rita, he had Raven, so on and so forth. Leon wasn't by himself in the game. He has Stan, he has Rudy, he has Philia, so on and so forth, you know? Now, the one thing I liked was Sheria, because even though Sheria was not my favorite character in Tales of Graces, she was actually it was pretty cool to see her outfit getting thrown into the later Tales game, Tales of Berseria to be more specific. So if they can just bring more variety in terms of the cameo costumes, because I would really like to see other characters. I was always a fan of the cameo costumes because I like the fact that I like the current cast that we're learning about and learning about their lives. We're learning about what they like, what they don't like, you know, getting to learn and love this cast, wearing costumes from the characters in the past, you know? I mean, that wasn't really an intentional rhyme, but you know what I mean? I've always liked the cameo costumes, but they gotta remember, you can't just have Yuri and Leon and say, oh, this is gonna be a cool cameo right here. They had other characters too. I like the fact that Rita had Mal in Tales of Berseria for the PS3. I had no idea who Mal was till I did some research and found out, oh, Mal was from Tales of Rebirth. That was actually a game I'm thinking about getting an import of if I can, you know? So that's pretty much all I can really say about the cameo costumes and the DLC costumes. Bandai Namco, please bring back some DLC. I mean, this might not happen. In fact, I think Bandai Namco is probably right now just brainstorming so many DLC costumes and all that right now. But hey, I can at least say it rather than saying, you know what, I wish they did and not really say anything. The next thing I wanted to tackle is the mystic arts of the game, or the Hi-Ougis, if you want to call it, from the Japanese version. I've always been a fan of the mystic arts. Ever since, I believe it was first displayed in Tales of the Abyss. I believe it was supposed to be in Legenia, but unfortunately they didn't really make it in time, so we just had a climax mode. I've been a fan of the mystic arts. Some people might not like them because they're basically just one giant cutscene where you do like a shit ton of damage to a boss, and then the boss is like, wait, what the fuck just happened? I'm already dead. But in all honesty, I've been a fan of the mystic arts. And honestly, when I played Tales of Graces and found out you had a total of 4 mystic arts, I was even more impressed. I was like, man, you have so many mystic arts to choose from. Like, I can do a level 1, level 2, or level 3, or even level 4 when you go into the F arc, if you would. But unfortunately, when we got to Tales of Berseria and found out we only had like 2, I was like, what? I was like, wait, what? Seriously, 2 mystic arts, but Graces had 4, and we now back to 2. Like, what? Now, Tales of Exilia 1 and 2, those mystic arts were pretty cool, but at the same time, we didn't have that many. I think in that one, everyone had at least 1 mystic art. Actually, no, I'm referring to Berseria. Exilia only had 1 mystic art. They only had like 1 dual mystic art with Mila and Jude. And Exilia 2, they kind of fixed that. Ludger was the only person, well, other than him and Mila. And Jude and Mila had like dual mystic arts and everything. I was really hoping everyone had a dual mystic art in that game, but it was just to Ludger, I guess, to emphasize that he was the main character and all that. But yeah, the mystic arts were pretty cool. Now, the way Berseria did the mystic arts, or Hi-Ougis, was it was a combination of how the older one was and how the newer ones was. So like the first part is the cut in, and then the second part shows the full body portrait. I like that. I kind of hope they do that in Berseria. And not to mention, this game looks very much like Berseria. They might do something like that. But I'm really hoping we have more mystic arts other than 2, and dual mystic arts too, you know? I haven't beaten it, but I have played Tales of Hearts R, and I like the fact that everyone has a dual mystic art with someone else, you know? I'm really hoping they actually bring back dual mystic arts and mystic arts too. I mean, they have introduced mechanics like Soul Break and Switch Blast and everything, so I'm really hoping they give us something we want. The next thing I want to tackle are the arena battles in the Tales series. Now, ever since playing Tales of Berseria, I've been really concerned about the arenas. I mean, Berseria's arena was horrible. I mean, it was cool. I mean, it was a good twist to the series, but I was like, I don't like the fact I'm just going solo and just having another Sarah with me, just so I can just abuse armatization or Kamui. I miss the old days of just team battles in arenas, just going to the arena just to fight for fun. You know, I really do miss that. I'm like, why can't we not have a team battle no more? Grace F didn't have team battles. I was really happy when Berseria 1 and 2 brought that back. I was like, hey, okay, this is pretty cool. No, I haven't played team battle in Hearts R, so I don't know if that has team battle or not. But when I played Berseria 1 and 2, I was like, yes, team battle is coming back. Then I played Berseria. I was like, wait, team battle is not coming back. Okay, my hype has officially gone down under. I was like, man, I mean, I love the arena. I really did, especially for doing solo just to get the titles and then going to the arena to get other titles as well with your team. I really hope they bring back the team arena. Again, this one might not be as long. It might be like 1 or 2 minutes, but just bring back team mode, Bandai Namco. That's all I miss. That's all I want. The next thing on the list I want to talk about is something that's pretty, and this might not be all that long, honestly, but it's something that I've always missed ever since I've played Tales of Abyss. Again, I've always enjoyed it. But the Tales series seem like they have almost no minigames whatsoever. Like, I really did miss minigames back then. Minigames in any kind of game that I've played, it was always a good thing because it would get away from the main story. You know, you don't have to really play the story all that much just to get a kick out of the game. There were like a wide assortment of minigames you can just go through and just have a good time and just lose hours spending on those minigames because you have so much fun with them. The Tales series nowadays don't have that experience no more. It's like just go straight to the story. I mean, we have side quests, but other than that, just go straight to the story. It's like you start off here, then you're gonna go to the last boss, and that's pretty much the game. It feels kind of bare bone now. Again, I would want to have mini games because they're pretty fun. This is probably going to be the last thing I'm going to be talking about, but it is the game's length. Nowadays in JRPGs that I've played, the games are pretty freaking short, and that's really disappointing because you have to play games like Disgaea and just go straight to the post game, just to spend like 100 hours on end just to still be playing the game. It seems like nowadays in RPGs, other than Disgaea, the games are pretty short. I really do miss the games back then where you spent like hours on end while you're still in the main plot. Again, this is going back to mini games as well. And after playing Star Ocean 5, and yeah, this is kind of a spoiler, the game is pretty freaking short. Like, I really do enjoy Star Ocean 5's battle system, and I might be doing a review of sorts for that game. But the game was pretty short. Like, you can easily beat it within 20 hours, should you wish to, or even shorter than that if you're a speedrunner. Well, from the name speedrun. However, there is a glimmer of hope. All the things I'm talking about are going to be on the description. I'll be leaving the links like I always do. However, there was an article stating that the game's going to be, and that's along with the minigames and all, well, it's not minigames, side quests and all that, that will be clocking over 80 hours. When I first saw this article, I was really happy because, again, it's been so long since we played, since I've played any RPGs that are so long. The longest RPG I've played outside of Disgaea that I felt like it was a pretty long time, it may have been longer than that or shorter than that, was Final Fantasy 12. And that was because I was doing a lot of stuff in that game. I really do miss long RPGs. I'm really hoping they bring it back. Because me personally, I really want to enjoy the game at my own pace. And me personally, even though they say average shoot might take 80 hours, it might take me 100 hours because I like to explore everything and experiment a lot of things and do a lot of mini games. Okay guys, and that's pretty much all I'm going to be talking about. There was more I wanted to talk about, but I feel like this video was going to be going on a lot longer than it should, so I'm going to end it right there. But that's pretty much how I feel about the Tales series. I'm hoping Tales of Berseria can rekindle my love for the series because, again, I'm still into the series, but I'm hoping like it really just brings back the memories of my older Tales days. So with that, I'm going to be ending this video here, but let me know in the comments what you guys are thinking about Tales of Berseria. Are you guys liking it? Did Berseria or any other Tales game like kind of destroy your love for the Tales, and this game has no way, shape, or form to bring back your love for it? Let me know in the comment section below. That's what it is there for. And subscribe to my channel to see what I'm doing right now. I'm currently doing a Let's Play of Persona 4 Golden, so I'm hoping you guys will come over and check it out. So there, guys. See you guys next time.